Welcome. Welcome.
I'm Shanti. Welcome to this week's Chit Chat. Thank you to those of you that are here with us live. We always enjoy the chit chat we have before this recording starts. And again, I think it was a very thoughtful one today and a stimulating one too. And today we're hearing a Morali that Ranjan Ben has chosen for us. Ranjan Ben and I have been talking this week a lot about how can we, through our spirituality, impact on others. And we have been experiencing some challenges with members of our Lokik family. We've had to check ourselves. And how do we help and transform souls? I'm sure many Brahmins have those thoughts that when you've got Lokik people living with you, when you've got other types of interactions, there's not a common code of the Morali. When you've got Brahmin to Brahmin, then every Brahmin knows what the Morali says, so there's more of an inclination to change. But when it comes to souls who are not Brahmins, what is it that can assist them in changing? And ultimately, it comes back down to our spiritual stage. As we can see, not many souls change through words, do they? That's not so common. But vibrations, attitude, these things, they are much more powerful often than words. Last time Lady Janki was in London, one thing that stayed with me was she conducted yoga for 30 minutes and then she began speaking and saying that Baba is changing the world through his vision, through his drishti. And just as she was saying it, I really felt it. And what she was conveying was Baba just holds one powerful, pure, positive vision for every soul, and he does not shift. It doesn't matter what we do. His vision is this, so his attitude, his feelings, they're just that. And so he wants us also to move towards that type of stage and awareness so that we have that level of powerful spiritual stage. When we try and change our circumstances or other people through words and actions, actually the other people will just deflect away from that. And with Brahmins, again, I remember Sister Jayanti used to always say a lot that if you begin sharing Morali points with Brahmins, they'll share with you another 10 Morali points of what you're not doing. So she's learned not to, don't begin sharing Morali points with Brahmins. If Baba said in the Morali you should be doing that, they will share with you 10 things you're not doing. So with Brahmins, again, I don't think we can assist Brahmins through words in that way, but we can assist each other through feelings and yoga and positive vision. So I'll hand over to Ranjan Ben to begin reading the Morali from 1993.
Om Shanti. Good morning to all. This is the Murli of 23rd December 1993. 23/12/93. The theme is the transformation of your attitude through a firm vow of purity. Today, the highest on high Baba is seeing all his great children. All the children have become great souls because they have adopted purity, which is the main basis of becoming the greatest of all. All of you keep a fast for purity in the form of a vow. To fast in the form of having a determined thought means to transform your attitude. A firm vow changes your attitude. This is why on the path of bhakti, people take a vow and they keep a fast. To take a vow means to have this thought in your mind, and to keep a fast means to take precautions in a physical way, whether in your food and drink or in your activity and behavior. The aim of both through this vow and fast is to change your attitude. All of you also took a vow for purity and made your attitude elevated. What attitude did you create? With the attitude of all souls being brothers. That is the attitude of brotherhood. You Brahmins became the great souls. All of you have taken this firm vow, have you not? The meaning of Brahmin life is to be a pure soul. And this purity is the foundation of Brahmin life. The foundation is strong, is it not? Or does it fluctuate? To keep this foundation constantly unshakable and immovable is to attain the happiness of Brahmin life. Sometimes when children have a heart-to-heart conversation with the father, or when they give their true child, they say that they do not experience as much supersensuous joy and happiness to the extent that they should. They do have this, but not to the extent that they should. In other words, they say, we do have it, but not constantly. What is the reason for this? You say that you are master almighty authorities. If you were asked whether you are master almighty authorities, what would you say? Yes or no? What would you say? You would not say no. Would you? You say yes. You are master almighty authorities, and so where do the powers go? You are those who are leading a Brahmin life, not just Brahmin by name, but those who are leading this life in a practical way. So, if there isn't the experience of complete peace and happiness in the life of a Brahmin, or if a Brahmin is not complete with all attainments, or does not have this constantly, then apart from Brahmins, who else would have this? Can anyone be this? Only Brahmins can be this. What do all of you sign as your signature? You say BK, BK so and so. What is your sign? It is BK, is it not? Is this firm or weak? So what does BK mean? So this is the definition of a Brahmin. Why do the words? To the extent that and so accordingly emerge. You say that the mother of peace and happiness is purity. This is what you tell others, is it not? So when you don't experience so much supersensuous joy and sweet silence, the reason is that the foundation of purity is weak. You were also told earlier that purity does not just mean a vow of celibacy. This vow is elevated because the great souls of today do not just consider this vow of celibacy to be difficult, but they consider it to be impossible. So you have made the impossible possible with your determined thought. And you have observed this easily, and therefore to take this vow is not a small thing. Bap Dada gives blessings from the heart as well as congratulations to those who have observed this vow. However, Bap Dada wishes to see each Brahmin child complete and perfect. So you have imbibed this main aspect in your life and easily made the impossible to be possible. Therefore, what is so difficult in imbibing all types of purity? All of you know the definition of purity very well. You do know it, do you not? If all of you were asked to give a lecture on the topic, what is purity? You could give this lecture, could you not? You can do this very well, can you not? So, since you know this and accept it, why are there the words to the extent that, and so accordingly? What aspect of purity is weak so that it reduces your experience of peace, happiness, and power? Purity does not remain unshakable in one or another stage. And so check in what aspect of purity there is fluctuation. Bap Dada is not clarifying all the different forms of purity because you know them anyway. You have heard this many times and you also relate it to others. You even talk to your own self about it. Yes, this is purity, this is purity. What does Bap Dada see as a result of purity? You have a lot of knowledge. You have become the bestowers of the method of yoga. You are very clever in the subject of talking about dharana. And you are also ahead of one another in service. So, what else remains? You have become number one knowledgeable, but you become careless in just one thing. This is in transforming the self from wasteful thinking, seeing, speaking, and doing by applying a full stop in 1 second. You even understand that this weakness brings about a difference in experiencing happiness. It becomes the form of an obstacle to become the embodiment of power and similar to the Father. But what happens even there? You are not able to transform yourself. You are not able to apply a full stop. You apply a comma, thinking it is all right, I understand this. Or on seeing others, you put an exclamation mark of surprise, thinking, even this does happen, it should be like this. Or you put a Q. Q in Hindi means why. It should be like this. Or you put a Q in the form of why, of question marks. You make a queue of questions. Now here Q means the line, the queue. To apply a full stop means to apply a dot. You can only apply a full stop when you have the awareness of Baba, the dot, and of the soul being the dot. This awareness makes you powerful in applying a full stop, that is, in putting a dot. At that time, some even think I have to stabilize myself in my stage of soul consciousness. However, instead of your seeing the soul, Maya makes other people or things appear in front of you again and again. Through this, the soul is hidden and the person or the thing appears clearly in front of you again and again. So the main reason is that you lack the controlling power to control yourself. You know very well how to control others, but you don't know so well how to control yourself. That is, to transform yourself. When Bapdada hears some children, he has to smile. Should Baba tell you, or have you understood it already? Teachers are clever in understanding, are they not? In fact, all of you are clever. When it comes to transforming the self or tolerating something, or when it comes to having to accommodate something within yourself, what do most of you say? I have to die all the time. I have to change all the time. I have to tolerate all the time. However, this dying is not like the dying where people say that someone has died and gone to heaven. In that dying, they do not go to heaven. However, in this dying, you receive an elevated seat in heaven. Means you die alive. Baba says when you die alive, you claim a seat in heaven. So this dying is not dying, but it is claiming your self-sovereignty in heaven. Is it very difficult? It is not, is it? So it is good to die, is it not? Or do you find it difficult? At that time, you may find it difficult. I am not wrong. That one is wrong. You do not then know how to put right that which is wrong. Should the one who is wrong change, or the one who is right change? Who has to change? Both have to change. In spiritual language, consider the word change to mean to progress. Do not take it to mean to change yourself, but to progress. It not changing in a wrong way, but changing in the right way. Do you have the power to transform yourself? Or do you think that you will transform at some time anyway? The meaning of purity is to imbibe at every moment the importance of the three dots in your thoughts, words, actions, connections, and relationships. When any situation comes, you must first offer yourself in applying a full stop in a second. I have to do this. Those who offer themselves in this way receive blessings in three ways. Firstly, you receive blessings from your own self. To experience happiness means to receive blessings. Secondly, from the Father. And thirdly, you also receive blessings from the elevated souls of the Brahmin family.
So what were the three again?
Firstly, you receive blessings from your own self. To experience happiness means to receive blessings. Secondly, from the Father. And thirdly, you also receive blessings from the elevated souls of the Brahmin family. So it's self, father, and Brahmin family. So, does this mean to die or to attain? You attained something, did you not? So, what will you do? Increase the effort of applying a full stop and bring about transformation with a fast speed. Do not bring about carelessness. This happens all the time, is a thought of carelessness. Transform the carelessness and become alert. Acha, to the great souls in all four directions, to the souls who have taken the most elevated vow of purity, to the elevated souls who transform themselves by applying a full stop in a second, to the souls who become instruments in offering themselves for an elevated task, to the souls who are similar to the Father and who imbibe the importance of the three dots in their practical life: love, remembrance, and namaste from Bhakdada. Shall I read Bhakdada meeting daddies or do you want to? Yeah. So Bhakdada meeting daddies. Everyone experiences happiness when they see you. Why do they become happy? To the teachers, you are happy when you see them, are you not? Do all of you experience happiness? They give happiness through their vibrations and their actions, and therefore you are happy. What do you experience when you meet such elevated souls? You experience happiness, do you not? You also follow them, do you not? Many children think the Father is the Father. How can we become the same as He is? However, the instrument souls are your equals. So since they can become this, can you not become this? The aim of all of you is to become complete and perfect. If Baba were to ask all of you to raise your hand as to whether you want to become 16 celestial degrees complete or 14 degrees, then for which would you raise your hand? For 16 degrees. So what does 16 celestial degrees mean? To become complete. Since your aim is this, you have to become this. It is not difficult. You have to become this. Means like the Father. Do not be upset over little things. You are becoming an idol. And so there will, of course, be a little hammering. How else would you become an idol? To the extent that some are ahead. So accordingly, they have to cross the most storms. However, they do not experience these storms to be storms, but a gift. In Hindi, it rhymes. Storms means tufan, T-U-F-A-N, and gift means tofa. Tofa means gift. T-O-F-A, I think it means gift. So tufan and tofa, Baba is saying. So more storms comes, so accept them as gift, Baba says. Do you experience them as storms or do you experience them to be a gift? Do you experience them as storms? You do not, do you? This storm, tufan, also becomes a gift for you to become experienced. So it has become a gift, tofa, Tohfa. Has it not? So you like a gift, do you not? Or do you find it difficult to accept a gift? When you receive a gift, do you think that it is difficult to accept a gift? So this is also receiving it. Is it not giving? It is difficult to give, but it is easy to receive. Today, the double foreigners are celebrating the gift day. Christmas is the day for gifts because this is the Murli of 23rd, 2 days before Christmas. So Baba is saying Christmas is the day for gifts. Do not think, is this just in my part? Do I have to experience all the obstacles? Baba says, welcome them. Come, welcome the obstacles. Invite them, come. This is a gift. What does that matter when you receive the most gifts of all? You will become an accurate idol. That is, you will be hammered more. It is only by hammering the idols that they are able to make it right. You have become experienced in this. It is nothing new. You find it to be nothing new, do you not? You find it a game. You continue to observe it and continue to smile. All of you teachers are courageous, are you not? Or do you sometimes get upset? We did not think that this would happen. If we knew of this before, we would have thought about it. Do the double foreigners think we did not think that this is what would happen by becoming Brahmins? Did you ever think this? Or have you come here having considered all this? You have come here having considered all this, have you not? Have you come here having thought this, or do you still have to think about it? Acha? Baba says, no matter what someone is like, Bap Dada only sees that which is good. This is why Bap Dada always says that everyone is good. He would not say anyone is bad. Even if there are 9 bad points and 1 good point, what would Baba see? Would Baba say anything about the weaknesses? He would say that you are good, not that you are bad and very weak. Acha. In bracket, it says it was getting late. Means Baba used to stay longer. So we have to consider the time here, Baba says. Here there are clocks in all 4 directions. In the corporeal world, you have to move along according to the time. This time the number of foreigners is large. Have you come to celebrate the New Year or to celebrate Christmas? All of you have come to celebrate, even the teachers have come to celebrate. What is celebrating? To laugh and to be entertained. This is celebrating. So look where everyone has arrived from in order to celebrate. This group has become big. In bracket it says souls from 21 countries have come. It is good. Only when this house is full will another one be built. If the house does not become full, there will not be a margin for another one to be built. Only a need brings that facilities in front of you. Acha, you are now celebrating Christmas, are you not? Or will Christmas only be celebrated when the candles are lit? Acha? Then there's a message for those who had come from Mexico in a conference.
We'll stop there.
Yeah.
So would you like to share on the
No.
points, form, and all of that, putting the full stop?
We had, this is only, covered a lot what we heard last week about purity, about dots.
So I think it was a very useful morally, which expresses to us Baba's feelings that for the Brahmin soul, we cannot expect anyone else to change. We have to focus on our own self-transformation. And it's that self-transformation that then enables others to change. And so Baba is saying that you all have to aim for complete purity. And we understand that that must start off with the vice of lust, with the vice of anger, and the other vices. And we must conquer that. But then sometimes Brahmins don't associate waste thoughts with impurity. So Baba is saying that that is also impurity. And just as the knowledge of the soul and the supreme soul has made you aware of purity in terms of the absence of vices, the knowledge of the drama tells you to put a full stop. That the drama time, but life generally, it only moves in one direction. It moves forwards. It doesn't stick in the present moment, and it doesn't go backwards. And this is what Baba calls putting a full stop. Now, that putting a full stop is external and internal. So externally, talking over and over things of the past again, it's usually not helpful. But also internally. And what externally as well could be actions. One of the things that Baba talks to us quite a lot about in the Morali is the contrast between the golden age and the copper and iron ages in the relationship with death. And he says that from the copper age, death for you has become such a source of sorrow, because in our actions, we do so many things behind that, and then behind the past. I remember in one Morali as well, Baba saying that in the golden age, no one would do any archaeology. Which is an interesting, he was like, it's not that there isn't anything there to find, but he was saying that it wouldn't occur to anyone to do any archaeology. But since the Copper Age onwards, a lot of what we do is to do with the past, isn't it? Like, what is Bhakti? It is remembering people that have gone, isn't it? Deities, gods, stories of the past. That's what Bhakti is, isn't it? So we've developed a sanskar of being past focused and not knowing what's going to happen in the future. And Baba reverses this for us. He says, put a full stop to the past and become future focused. Enjoy the present with Baba and then look forward to where you're going. And we've got to do it on the level of thought. So Baba's saying the first transformation that you have to bring about is your own controlling power. And that takes a lot of strength because, first of all, our emotions need to heal. As long as we are fragile inside, as long as we've got past sorrows held inside of us, we can't really put a full stop because things will always trigger us. And then secondly, we have to have that vision of understanding for others. To put a full stop, we have to go beyond forgiving. Because if I think someone needs forgiving or I need forgiving, I won't be able to put a full stop. because I'm holding on to something that needs forgiving. But putting a full stop is about understanding. And understanding is higher than forgiveness, because it's not requiring this person to have my forgiveness for me to then move on. But I'm understanding that actually these situations that came to me, they were a gift to make me stronger. So by saying that what's occurring, you can check that you're getting things right by your happiness, peace, and power. And any disturbance in those means that something's not right. So in order to have this controlling power, you need a lot of power. And we have to pull that power. And Baba is saying that by not putting a full stop, you are then causing yourself to lose your peace and lose your happiness. And you're wasting your energy, so your power is not being accumulated. It becomes an obstacle in becoming like Baba. And maybe for us Brahmins, this could be our biggest obstacle in becoming like Baba. So Baba is saying, put a full stop. And then secondly, the meaning of transforming others is that you develop the 8 powers. So Baba was saying this to us in the Bhog message on Thursday from Shantivan, I think, that the daddies had this training in the early days on the fundamentals. Nowadays, we Brahmins have a lot of detailed knowledge. There's a lot of sophisticated sustenance. The daddies didn't have all of that, and knowledge was not so well developed. There weren't any Avyak Murlis in those days. But the knowledge of the soul was there. And Baba just got them practicing becoming a soul, being bodiless, being soul conscious. And then focusing on the 8 powers and how those 8 powers have to be used. And Baba was specifically focusing us on the power to discern and the power to take decisions. But as Baba is saying in this model we've just heard, that have you got that power to tolerate? Have you got that power to accommodate? So one of Baba's teachings is always consider your critics to be your friend. And in this morally, Baba is saying, consider the tufan, the storms, to be the tofa, the gift. Again, these are Persian words that Baba is bringing in to the morally. So tufan means storm. They're Persian Urdu words. T-O-O-F-A-F-A-N with a soft T, tufan. And the word Baba's using for gift, again a Persian Urdu word, tofa, T-O-H-F-A with a soft T. So Baba's saying, consider all these storms to be gifts. Sister Mahini shares an experience that when she was with Dedi Prakashmani in her office once, and someone had come and was very, very unhappy with Daddy and maybe something else. So she listened to him speak for quite some time about all the things he wasn't happy about. And then at the end, Daddy just said, okay, thank you, gave drishti, and he left. And Sister Mahini asked Daddy, that, did you not feel like defending yourself or saying something back? And Daddy Prakashwani's response was, no, I was just checking whether my power to tolerate was working. I think we can learn a lot from that. This is what Baba is saying to us, that why these are gifts is that you don't know the percentage to which you've got the 8 powers until they're tested. And so you could just be deceiving yourself. But these are gifts. Just see them as test papers. And if you have equipped yourself properly, then you will have those 8 powers working fully. And then those 8 powers will transform the situation and that person. Not by you saying something, that won't happen, but it's actually by the 8 powers. Do you want to say anything?
Yeah, I was, because Baba said about right and wrong. If someone is, I stay in the right. But then Baba said, even not that, just have awareness that we both are progressing. This has come to make me go get experience and move forward. And why I chose this, I was listening to, there's a program called One Sister Asked Rajubai, the head of Murli, those brother who is in charge of Murlis, and he explains. So it's called Amulya Ratan, means invaluable jewels. And so in that they mentioned about that Baba and Mama, they paid so much attention. They always consider themselves to be instrument, and they took that responsibility and they move forward. And that's why I thought, well, so this was good. Otherwise, I had chosen one other movie about sanskars, because I was saying to Shailen that, Baba keeps on saying to transform your sanskars, and there are a few mudlis. We'll read next time, but today I heard this and then said, in order to change a human or other people, Baba did mention that your attitude needs to change, but in order to change the nature, Prakruti means 5 elements, it's automatically changed if you have a right attitude. And so Baba taught us that just pure thoughts, and Baba never looks at bad things, anyone, just good, pure, positive. And so that will impact the elements also. And Baba mentioned about super sensuous joy. So you heard the Murli. So that's why, so I thought, well, I took this, that just don't not to go into right or wrong, but just that I need to progress, and I just pay attention to myself, and automatically others will benefit. Okay, Om Shanti.
Thank you. Would anyone here who's with us in the room like to say anything? Yes, Sister Maria, please go ahead.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
It was very nice to hear that Baba says, give blessings to yourself and be happy. Not only blessings from the family, blessings from Baba, but also from yourself. And that's a nice reminder. And when Baba says you can also receive blessings from the senior sisters, like there was this feeling of Daddy Gulzar, especially when she left, her presence. Like, does that still go on now that they are new bodies, that certain blessing can arrive from them?
Yes, thank you for those points. And I remember when Didi Manmohini left the body, as Baba spoke, she left in 83. And then Baba spoke morally, I think 84, maybe 85. And he was explaining that for these Maharathis who've gone, having become Karmati, there's an ability that's unlocked in the mind where they can be in another body, the soul is in another body, but part of their subconscious mind, it remains in the subtle region because they've cleared out all of their accounts on the inside. It's as if the mind has become more unlimited. Just like we experience Babdana, like I can say Baba is with me, you can say Baba is with you, but we can all say Baba is with us because Babdana Karmati, so their mind is unlimited. It can be with everyone. Baba can be like in the three worlds sort of simultaneously. So you go beyond time and space when you're in this karmatit stage. So these souls that have gone in their karmatit stage, like Didi Manmohini, Dadi Vishrukeshwar, Mama, Dadi Janki, Dadi Goza, Dadi Prakashmani, Baba says that they go on a tour with him in the subtle region at Amritvela to all the Brahmins and also all souls of the world. So part of their mind doesn't leave the subtle region. They just they go beyond time and space, so they're able to inhabit the subtle region and this world.
I personally did not get the chance to meet Didi Manmohini and Dada.
But in the subtle region, yeah, for sure. So this is what Baba says, that this is why he wants all the Brahmins to become karmati, because then the capacity for service is just on another level. Thank you for that. Would anyone else like to say anything?
Shanti. I was thinking at the beginning of the Murli, Baba says, and he says it often in various Murlis, we are Master Almighty Authority. And really, when we think, why is Baba saying that? And as you were saying also that, we need the controlling and ruling power to become that master. And really, for me, I have recognized that it is connected to complete purity. And there's so much leakages that happens at time. And as you were saying, there's a gross areas that we can look at where devices are concerned. But I think more than ever now, it is the leakages where the waste thoughts are. And it's putting that full stop for whatever is happening. And you rightly said, we keep going back into the past because of these sanskars that we have. And as Ranjan Ben was saying, it is really the transformation, re-merging the original sanskars, working on that, getting back the original sanskars of the soul, so that our reaction to any things that happening in front of us, it's so easy, not to react negatively, put that full stop and recognize, having this constant awareness of where we are going, what Baba is telling us, and keeping this today in particular, that is what catch me the most, that, this Master Almighty Authority. I have that in me. I have that power. And really what is making me lack that is where it is I need to really check. And it is really being honest with yourself. I always felt that in this Brahmin life, it is important to be honest with yourself. Recognize where I'm at, what I need to do. Om Shanti.
I think that's very well put. I thought Ranjan Ben raised a really useful point, actually, that we have to go beyond thinking that there's right and wrong. And how many waste thoughts are actually due to being in that mindset that I'm right, they're wrong. And so I think that's another very good point, that, that what is causing these subtle leakages, as you put it, and it's probably certain attitudes that we're hanging on to that then create the waste thought.
Mm-hmm. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Another point is, since we are now talking about transformation, when Baba talks about going beyond lust, a senior sister said lust is also desire. It's not only celibacy. Because one says, I'm celibate, so I've gone over that vice, so there are another 4 vices left. But lust is also desire, the taste and all these things. So when one works on transformation, one should also consider the senses.
Absolutely. And I think one thing that comes in the Borg messages nearly every Thursday is Baba saying to us, you have got to become full. Because ultimately the answer to all of these vices, all of these waste thoughts, is that the soul is lacking something. The soul has not become full. There is something missing that's causing a neediness, that's causing a weakness. And so Baba's saying that you've got access to Shiv Baba now. Shiv Baba's the ocean, he's the bestower. And there's no other way other than developing our yoga. This morning, Baba said to us, make sure you've got your 8 hours a day because you need it. You need to absorb a lot from Baba. And then we've got the morally. Those are the only two methods to fill the soul. And so we need to fill ourselves. And as we become full, then the vices are conquered. So it's not that we've got to battle, it's that we've got to become full again. Then there are no desires, right? Thank you for that. Would anyone else like to make any points? Okay. Well, lovely to chat with those of you that were able to be here live. And I know many of you catch the YouTube video later on. So we don't know who you are, but we feel that connection with you anyway. And so hopefully we'll see you at some point also live and get to meet you. But warm greetings to all of you joining later on through the video as well. Have a great week. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Lovely to see you. Thank you. Om Shanti. Om Shanti.